Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, guys. Okay, so you guys know who this is. My name is Letricia, and this is Cold Case Mysteries After Dark. And today we're going to be speaking in reference to a double homicide, and it is in reference to Iroquois Alston and Rackita Smalls. This is located in Norwalk, Connecticut, and they was a black male and a black female. Okay, so just to make this clear, this case is currently still active, but it is stagnant. Okay, so the case is active, but it is stagnant. Okay, and so what stagnant means is that the case has gone cold, but it is still active. So they still currently still working on this case. Okay. Um, so it is an ongoing investigation. So it's not cold. It's just been a long time since they have not gotten any information in reference to what have happened to these two individuals. And I'm just basically going in to, shine some light back onto this case. And hopefully we get some information to who did it and bring justice to the family. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Iroquois Austin and Rackita Smalls were found shot to death in a parked car in Norwalk, Connecticut on August the 6th, 2011. Okay, so Mr. Austin, age 27, and Miss Smalls, age 22, were found in the back seat of a black Honda sedan parked in front of 4th Avenue B in Norwalk shortly before 8 a.m. Both had been shot in the head. Okay. The state of Connecticut is, they are offering a reward up to $50,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case. All right. So, Norwalk Police Department detectives say they do have persons of interest they're looking into as part of the investigation. But the case is still, as I stated, an ongoing investigation. Okay. So, 11 years later, they're still holding a press conference and still nothing. Okay. As they stated, who would take the time and how black is your heart? How black is your heart to kill two innocent people? I mean, the family is pleading for anyone who has information, no matter how big or small, to please come forward. And you can call Norwalk Police Department tip line. And you can just give them whatever information that you have, whatever you saw, whatever you have heard. It doesn't matter. Anything big or small will help put the pieces together to what happened to these two innocent people who lost their lives. on that fateful night. And you may think that your information is small piece and that it doesn't matter, but it does matter. It does matter. All we want is information. We don't want your name. We don't want your address. We don't want nothing. Just to know strictly about the case. What's going on? Who did it? What information that you have so we can bring justice to the family and to these victims that can lead to an arrest or a conviction. If you know something, say something. And they also stated that you would be surprised if there are people not on the police department radar that pose vital information. That's part of why they do, this work to make it known that to y'all that they do need y'all help, and that y'all may think that that okay, my information just small. It's small details, but you never know. The small details can be just that piece of the puzzle that they're missing. It can be just that information that can get the ball back rolling. So if you know something, as I always state in all of my videos, say something. Because you never know what that piece of information that you're holding, what that piece of information can do for the family, what that piece of information can do for the case. And you must understand that your safety and your identity is paramount and is taken very, very seriously. And that comes first and foremost. And we don't want to jeopardize your lives. So that's why we tell you guys, tap into the tip line, tap into Crime Stoppers, tap into the emails. Those are anonymous. You don't have to make it known that you are notifying the police. It's not like you out there with a reflective vest on saying, oh, I'm going to the police. I'm going to tell my side. I'm going to tell what I know about this case. You're not doing that. Your information is vital and your information is confidential. These two innocent people lives was taken for what? Why? And that is what the family want to know. But more so, they want justice for their loved ones. They want whomever committed these murders to be brought to a conviction and justice to be served. Okay. So as we know that Iroquois, which is the 27-year-old, the black male, was one of the two Bridgeport residents found dead in the car on Avenue B in Norwalk on Saturday. Um, I don't know why is it imperative for them to bring up someone's record of conviction when they are victims of murder. Um, I'm guessing that they're trying to paint a timeline and see whether or not his crime had something to do with his life being taken. But no matter what someone do in their life, it shouldn't boil down to someone's life being taken away from them in such a way. I'm not going to go into detail to his criminal history. Um, I'm not going to do that. But I will say that whatever this young man did do in his life shouldn't have led to this. Um, and, and and shouldn't have led to this young lady's life being taken away from her and him. Um, at 8:32 a.m., Norwalk police identified the man and the woman found dead Saturday in the car in the Golden Hill neighborhood as Iroquois Alston, 27, and Rackita Smalls, 22. Now, both were Bridgeport residents. An autopsy is expected to be performed later today by the Connecticut Medical Examiner Office. Police chief stated at that time. So basically, just given a timeline of these two young people, um, a resident stated at roughly at around 11:30 p.m. the female victim visited her home until roughly 11:30 that Friday night. She stated that her daughter and another young woman were best friends with Miss Smalls, and and that she frequently, you know, was in their home. The resident also stated that her daughter was at Lake Compounds Saturday and called her hysterically that she had received a call that her Bridgeport friend was found deceased. So the mother of the residents that the that the young lady Rakita Smalls had visited that Friday, she received a call from her daughter that Saturday stating that she had received a call that her friend had been reported deceased. Um, Neither family member nor the police identified the deceased man at the time in the car. Around 7:30 a.m. Saturday, a resident of the neighborhood contacted the police to report there was a black car. So this is where the twists and the turns become. So just listen to this. Listen to this. This is where the twists and turns come, because as I was researching and researching this case, I was like, hmm, you know, the light bulb popped on, and I was like, you know, this sounds kind of strange, and I kind of like had my questions and stuff like that. So, um, right now I'm just bringing the cases to the forefront, and later on, once I'm done with my investigations, I'm going to bring the cases back to the forefront. Okay. So, 7:30 a.m. Saturday, a resident of the neighborhood contacted the police to report there was a black car with a broken window and a woman inside not moving. That morning, they wasn't sure if the shooting were a double homicide or a murder suicide. All right. So Saturday afternoon at the scene, they still had not determined the circumstances of the death. So this was per police chief Thomas Colehawk at the time. Okay. It was stated that no one from the neighborhood with whom police had spoken recognized the car, which was near the intersection of Avenue B and Crown Avenue. Okay. All right. So other crime squads was asked to join the investigation, such as Connecticut State Police Major Crime Squad, because its members have extensive experience in determining the trajectories of bullets. Okay. All right. So the car was sitting with the front end away from the curve, appearing as if the driver was in the midst of entering like a parallel park. So like the front end away from the curve. So it's like it's getting ready to back in to do a parallel park. All right. And in the midst of either parallel parking it or pulling away from the curve when the shooting occurred. All right. So I'm about to get into details into some of what the residents, witnesses stated. This was the residents who reported to the police on that Saturday. Okay. So the residents said that he looked into the car through his binoculars, and it appeared that the female in the driver's seat. So listen, I'm gonna go back soon. In the driver's seat. Okay, so a resident said he had looked into the car through the binoculars, and it appeared the female in the driver's seat had been shot in the head. He said he could not see a wound on the man in the front passenger seat, but the police confirmed both had been shot. The man said it appeared that the front passenger window, had been shot out. So, not the back passenger window, the front passenger window had been shot out. Okay. So, if you guys remember what I said in the first part of the segment, it stated that Mr. Alston and Miss Smalls were found in the back seat of the black the black Honda sedan, parked in front of 4th Avenue and B in Norwalk shortly before 8 a.m. So the resident stated that when he looked in his binoculars, he saw them in the front seat, driver's seat, passenger seat. Okay. Not the back seat, the front seat. But when the police found them, they found them in the back seat. Okay. All right. So that's very, very questionable because the report stated that they found both victims in the back seat, deceased. Okay. And upon doing my research as well, I'm not going to call out the young lady, but one other witness stated that she heard what sounded like fireworks at around midnight. She stated that it was not loud enough to be gunshots, so she thought it was fireworks. And I mean, when you are so used to, when you are so used to hearing or so much violence in such a neighborhood or such a city or state or whatever the case may be, you get quite used to, like, nobody get used to killing, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you get monotone to sounds. But this young lady said it sounded like fireworks. It wasn't loud enough to be gunshots. And that was around about midnight, she stated. Um, so these two young souls lost their lives. Nobody know why. Nobody know by who. Um, and it's so many twists and turns in this story. As I stated, this is an active investigation, ongoing investigation, and it's senseless killing. We're losing our babies every day, and people are so afraid to talk. Like, I'm not understanding why people are still so afraid to talk when it is so when it's every day that we're losing our children over senseless crimes. Every day. Every day. It can be your child, it can be my child, it can be your nephew, your niece, your cousin. I mean, whether it's Mr. Smith, I mean Miss Smith, Miss Smalls, whether it's Mr. Alston, or another homicide. The police cannot effectively investigate these cases without the help of the community. If they don't have y'all involvement, these cases will continue to be stagnant. And I cannot stress this enough. I say this over and over again in all my segments. I say it over and over again. If they do not have y'all involvement, these cases will continue to be stagnant. These cases will continue to go unresolved. It's going to continue to take XYZ amount of time to be solved. And then the first thing that you guys do is get mad with the police department or say, oh, that young man's case have not been solved yet. But nobody want to talk. The public involvement is a necessary ingredient in the investigation process. These cases, like, to me, and this is me saying this, these cases are like cars, and the information is like fuel. If they don't have that, they can't do anything with it. If they don't have the necessary information that they need to solve these cases, the cases are not going to go anywhere. The cases are going to remain stagnant. And people have the mindset that the police can just do it. I just guess because of who they are, but they can't do it themselves. They can't. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village to solve cases. It takes a village to run a police department. That's why it is imperative that the community speak out, speak up, let your voices be heard. If you know something, if it was your family, you come to the police department. Oh, my son, da 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 da. What you gonna do about it? But what about this man's son? What about this woman's son? And you know something about it. But now that is your family, now you want something done, and you want it done now. It's the same thing. It takes a village. It takes the community. Because you guys are out in the forefront. You guys are out there. Polices are inside. Y'all are the eyes and the ears for the police. Y'all are on the ground. So whatever y'all know, pass it on. Why are y'all holding on to this information? What good is that going to do? You holding on to this information, you might as well be as guilty as the person who pulled the trigger. You might as well would have pulled that trigger yourself. Because why are you holding on to this information? What good is that going to do you? You taking this information to your grave for what? For who? Somebody that you probably don't even know. Somebody who probably don't even care about you. They moving on with their lives, but they don't kill somebody. They moving on with their lives, but here is a family that's grieving over their loved ones that they have taken away from them. So we're asking you to use your voices and help these families shine light on their loved ones and bring these people that are responsible to justice. Let justice be served. Hold these people accountable for their actions. If you know something, say something. Any information that you know, you can always contact their Crime Stoppers. You can always contact their email, their tip line. You can always Google these cases and find out what numbers are confidential. You don't have to be known. Y'all lives are vital. It's taken serious. All they want to know is the information. That one piece of information that you're holding can be the piece to the puzzle that can solve this. So help us bring light to the family. Thank you guys for joining Cold Case After Dark. My name is Letricia, and y'all have a great day. Today we covered Iroquois, Alston, and Rackita Smalls. This is not the end, guys. This is not the end. We're just briefly just bringing light back to these cases. This is not it. Until these cases are solved, we're going to continue to talk about these people. We're going to continue to talk about every last one of these victims until these cases are solved. I'm not going to rest until these cases are solved. Y'all have a blessed day. Speak out. Click like and share. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.